Chapter 7, Peace is Just War in a Suit. 10,000 words of hollow handshakes, smiling assassinations, and global empires carved by contracts. The bombs stopped falling, but the boots never left. Welcome to diplomacy, American style. They told us the war was over, but the guns were just wearing ties now. The war changed clothes. No more bombs on TV. No more soldiers bleeding in jungle mud. But don't let the silence fool you. Nothing ended. The Cold War gave way to something slicker, cleaner, corporate. Boardrooms replaced bunkers. Trade deals replaced treaties. Sanctions replaced strikes. And the president became CEO in chief. This wasn't peace. It was war in a cocktail glass. Sharp-dressed invasion, Gucci occupation. Instead of calling it conquest, they called it globalization. Shock therapy and market chains. The Soviet Union fell and America saw a shopping spree. Eastern Europe was gutted, state industries privatized overnight. Oligarchs rose like pimples on poisoned skin. The US and its financial fangs, IMF, World Bank, economic advisors, moved in fast. They called it shock therapy. Translation, sell your water, sell your energy, sell your hospitals, sell your soul. In exchange, debt. And a McDonald's franchise. Countries became markets. Sovereignty became a slogan, and all under the mask of peace. 3. The empire's new weapon: trade, forget bullets, use tariffs; forget invasions, use embargoes; forget flags, use logos. The new battlefield was the free market, but there's nothing free about it. Trade agreements like NAFTA didn't create equality. They bulldozed borders for capital while building fences for workers. Corporations went global. Workers stayed local, wages froze, unions shriveled, and America called it success because the stock market was smiling, even if the man on the street couldn't. IV, military presence, civilian disguise. They said war was over, so why were there still bases in 80-plus countries? They called it stability, protection, security. But every base was a boot on a throat. The local governments complied because the aid checks came with contracts. Meanwhile, the military built schools, dug wells, gave candy to kids, all while scanning the skies with drones. Hearts and minds, they said. Targets and profits, they meant. V, the peace that policed itself. Back home, America built a new empire, internalized. You didn't need soldiers in the streets. You needed cameras on every block, algorithms in every search bar, cops with riot gear before the protests started. The language shifted. Freedom became compliance. Democracy became brand loyalty. Security became surveillance. The Constitution wasn't burned, it was rewritten in fine print. Every terms and conditions box ticked a new law you'd never read. Vi, the illusion of consent. Elections still happened, candidates still debated, signs still filled lawns, but behind the curtain, the donors wrote the script. Super PACs, dark money, lobbyists turned law writers, and the people? They got to choose which puppet smiled better. Media became echo chambers. Facts became feelings, and anger became entertainment. This wasn't freedom. It was a choose-your-own-adventure where every ending served the same banks. 7. Techno-colonialism. While boots stayed polished, a new army rose. Silicon Valley. Smartphones replaced passports. Apps tracked more than spies ever could. Data replaced bullets, collected, sold, weaponized. Google mapped the earth. Facebook mapped your mind. Amazon mapped your desires. And the government? They didn't resist. They partnered. Because why send spies when citizens willingly upload everything? The new empire didn't occupy land, it occupied attention. They ate endless conflict equals endless contracts. Even in peace, the war economy thrived. Private military contractors, drone programs, weapons deals, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Ukraine, Taiwan. The arms never stopped shipping. The lobbyists never stopped writing checks. Each conflict was an investment opportunity. Each civil war a spike on a quarterly report. And the Pentagon, it became the world's largest corporation with nukes. Ikes, cultural conquest, the final weapon, entertainment. American movies, American music, American fashion, exported across oceans, implanted in minds. The hero always speaks English. The villain has an accent, the solution is always violence. And everywhere from Brazil to Baghdad, kids wanted Nikes, burgers, and beats. That's not diplomacy. That's assimilation. That's empire by lifestyle, by envy, by soft power with sharp teeth. X, the smile behind the knife. Now, the empire doesn't kick in your door. It sends you a push notification. It invites you to invest. It gives you a seat at the table right before it pulls the rug. Peace is profitable so long as it's one sided. And America? America got very good at making it look mutual, while writing the terms alone, while dressing occupation as partnership, while calling dominance cooperation. This isn't peace, it's war in a suit, smiling, winking, and holding the world's future in one hand while the other adjusts its tie. End of chapter.